Hi students, hope you are all doing good. Today I am here with the second presentation of the first lesson in the Flamingo, the last lesson. Last day or last presentation we have discussed about the chapter. Hope you all understood the chapter. Today we are going to do some of the textual exercises. Before going into it, what do you understand about the story? Yeah, the story tells you about the pain that is inflicted on the people of a territory by its conquerors by taking away the right to study or speak their own language, isn't it? Here, during the War of Franco-Prussian War, Prussia has tried to impose German language over their mother tongue, that is French. So we see the pathetic condition or the distress condition of the people of Alsace and Lorraine who was going to miss their language, who was taken away the right to speak their own language. So the villagers, the teacher, and the boys, the children, the students were so distressed about this. So let's go to the exercises. Before that, there are some words given in the first page of the chapter to infer. What are their meaning? In great dread of means fearful in anticipation of something. Counted on to means to rely on, trust on somebody or something. Thumbed at the edges, worn and soiled edges caused by frequent handling. In unison means something happening or being done at the same time. A great bustle means an excited activity or a rapid and active commotion. Reproach ourselves with means to express disapproval or criticism or disappointment. So let's move to page number 9, understanding the test. What did you understand from reading this story? The first question is that the people in this story suddenly realize how precious their language is to them. What shows you this and why does this happen? Yeah, in the first part of the story itself, we have seen people surrounding the bulletin board and the presence of the villagers in the class and the silence in the place of a routine hustle and bustle of the school. The emotions that gripped Mr. Hamel and Franz, and representing that of the teacher and the student community respectively, were all indicators of the realization of the importance of their language to them. And why does this happen? Because in the story, Mr. Hamill says that people realize the importance of something or somebody in their lives very often when it is close to them, isn't it? Similarly, it was the order from Berlin that made people realize the importance of their language for them. Then only they could realize what the mother tongue was to them. Second question, France thinks will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? What could this mean? What could this mean? You can write whatever answer you are able to write, but still I am giving a reference. This sentence could possibly mean that however hard the authorities tried to embed a German language in the culture of Alsace and Lorraine, the natural status of French for them will remain unchanged. French flows in the air and the entire place is imbued with this effect. Even though they trained students in German, the basic mode of communication would remain unchanged like the cooing of pigeons. That means they couldn't, no human, no humans, people could convert the natural language of the natural beings, that is the birds and animals. Like that is, they couldn't impose language in the territory of these natural beings. Then, talking about the text. When a people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to prison. These are the famous lines of Mr. Hamill in the story. Can you think of examples in history where conquered people had their language taken away from them or had a language imposed in them? Yes, there are many instances while Portuguese becoming the lingua franca of Angola, where English was imposed on various Celtic peoples, Spanish was imposed on Basques and Catalans, and Turkish are imposed to Kurds. It was these are the things happened in the world history. You can refer to world history and find more instances. Second question, What happens to a linguistic minority in a state and how do they can keep their language alive? For example, you can think in India as a country of unity in diversity, there are many people in many parts of the country itself. As like Punjabis are there in Bangalore, Tamilians are there in Mumbai, Kannadians are there in Delhi, and Gujaratis are there in Kolkata. So you can think of some of the measures which they can adopt to make their language alive and write it in your notebook. Next question. Is it possible to carry pride in one's language too far? Do you know what linguistic chauvinism means? Simply, this is linguistic chauvinism to carry pride of one's language too far, too much. That is, indifference towards, if you show indifference towards other languages, or you should have to show tolerance towards other languages indeed, unless it will be you are showing off, you are proud. Every citizen in India have the right to follow and practice what they believe or what they desire. So nobody could deny the right to follow their own languages. So if somebody is having or taking pride, too much pride in one's own language, there should not be any tolerance. So it will cause chaos. That is what linguistic chauvinism tells about. Next is working of words. As you know, English is a language which have a vast vocabulary. So here, English has taken or English has been enriched with words from different languages. For example, petit is taken from French, kindergarten from Germany, capital from Latin, democracy from Greek, and bazaar from even Hindi. We know many words from Hindi has been taken to English also when as we were the British colonists. So here some 10 words are given. You can infer to the dictionary and find out the origins of these words like tycoon, tulip, logo, bandicoot, barbecue, veranda, robot, zero, ski, and trek. And write it in your notebook. One more thing, there are some meanings and words given for the phrases. For example, thunderclap means startling and unexpected. Then hold fast to means are attached to their language. In plenty of time means early enough, and look so tall means seemed very confident. It is in page number 10. Try to find out the meanings also. I think it is quite easy. Then next is noticing form. What is noticing form? Here, Mr. Hamill had said that he would question us on participles. In the sentence above, the verb form had said in the first part is used to indicate an earlier past. The whole story is narrated in the past. Mr. Hamill's saying happened earlier than the events in the story. So, this form of the verb is called the past perfect. As you have studied or learned the tenses, you studied the form of past perfect. And where do we use past perfect? Normally, we had plus verb, that is the past perfect form, for the purpose to mention an earlier past incident at time of narrating stories or expressing an incident or situation in the simple past. While we are mentioning two incidents, if we mention the first one and one incident in a simple past, we will automatically go for the past perfect to mention. For example, many examples are given in the chapter itself. Go through it and find out 5 sentences in the story with this form of verb and say why this form has been used. You can explain the narration. Hope you have understand all the things. There is a writing part also to write a notice for your bulletin, school bulletin board. Then write a paragraph about 100 words arguing for or against having studied 3 languages at school. So you can write it down, these 2 in your notebook. Again, things to do are also there. You can find about what is linguistic human rights and constitutional guarantees for linguistic minorities in India, and take a survey. It is not possible for the classmate, but if you know, you can take a survey and write it down in your notebook. Hope you will write all the exercises and the questions in your notebook and send to me if you have any doubt. Okay, thank you.